So it dawned on me, I was thinking about something. I'm sitting in the car, I'm parked with my car confessions, not necessarily parenting police, but no real funny stories to share with you guys. But, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking about life, how to live it, black and white. I've always lived my life sort of black and white and very, very extreme. I'm either eating nothing and I'm so strict and I haven't seen a carbohydrate in decades, or like sleeves of Oreo get shoved down my throat in one sitting. And I would say recently I have learned to sort of create that gray space for me. It's hard. I think oftentimes people want a really, really fast solution. You know, you see that all the time. Like, oh, you know, 5 steps to losing 20 pounds and, you know, 10 steps to, you know, the happiest life you'll ever have. And I have to say, getting to a place of gray is not necessarily giving up or giving in. It's just finally really understanding the process of, I don't know, I guess the journey versus the destination. You know, people always say live in the moment, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And I feel like you have to hear it a certain amount of time, sometimes years, before you ever really get to that. And also life experience to be able to say, you know what? I've done this long enough that I know when I'm anxious about something, the anxiety is always worse than the event, or just different things like that. So I guess I started thinking about it recently because I've changed the way I've been eating for no particular reason. This is the first time, I mean, growing up, I was so thin, I never even thought about any of that. After I had Spencer, I lost my baby weight, and then I would say when I met Joe, we just were so happy. We just sort of ate our faces off all the time. And I was getting older, and I had a thyroid problem, and then, you know, hormonal problems, and all of a sudden the weight wasn't coming off. This was very different for me, very frustrating, and I would go up, and I would go down, and I would go up, and I would go down, and I am up, way up right now. You know, I've done all the Tony Robbins certifications. I have a lot of certifications and a lot of background with this stuff, and I couldn't somehow really do it with myself. I couldn't find a way that mattered to me to change my eating. And when I finally stopped worrying about it, all of a sudden things changed. And people say that all the time. How do you stop worrying about it? I guess now that I've learned to just trust the process of life, that if this is where I am right now in my life and it's eating a sleeve of Oreo cookies, which is not ideal, that's where I am. And when it's time for me not to be in that spot, I'm going to be out of it. So, like I said, it's really interesting. I just recently, a month ago, had changed my eating habits. Like I said, for no other reason other than I had seen something and it affected me a certain way. And I realized that it is the whole time I've been trying to change my eating habits, and I'm going through the front door and talking about diet and losing weight and this and that. I remember my yoga instructor who actually came on to do the meditation, he lost 80 pounds in 2 years. I thought to myself, honey, 2 years? I ain't got time for that. Now, thankfully, I don't have 80 pounds, but now all of a sudden I'm like, whatever, the weight comes off when it's ready to come off, you know, and you're doing the right thing. So it's not going to be 15 pounds in 30 days. And you know what? For the first time, I am okay with that. So I guess this is just my way of hopefully motivating you guys to try and live in a shade of gray. It's hard, but I think I have learned, and I've done a lot of reading. I have some really, books that are my particular favorites. I love the book, The 4 Agreements. That's like my Bible. And I know, I mean, just this shift recently with the food, attitude about people always liking you, things like that, I've really come into a place where I am much more settled and accepting of certain things and not so hard on myself. Those kind words to yourself are really, really important. So I think if there's one thing that I could, just one sort of takeaway tip, is if you're eating or if you're struggling to find a gray area of anywhere, maybe just try embracing it. Embrace where you are right now and know that when the time is right, maybe you will find your route in the side door and you'll make the changes necessary that truly become a way of life. You know, they say that about diet, exercise, meditation, all those things, they will come when they are supposed to. So I think if you just keep it in mind and you are nice with yourself and stop beating yourself up in your head, that shit wears you down. It does. It wears you down. So anyway, that's my car confession for the day. I was thinking about it that, I've actually really changed my eating habits in the last month, and it's been pretty drastic, and I haven't really told anybody or done anything, and it's just kind of been quiet and for nothing, no reason other than it was just, that was what I was feeling at that time. No pressure to do it a certain way. It was just, here's where I am right now, and that's okay. So it just so happens that it is a much healthier way to live, and that kind of thing. But anyway, I was just thinking about it. I thought that I think so many of us struggle with that, and I do believe that as we get older, we are more comfortable with ourselves. But I do think that a lot of the people I meet are very extreme personalities, and we don't know how to do things halfway. And I think that when I can finally find a shade of gray, and interestingly enough, I picked out a gray shirt today, dark gray, but it's gray, a gray shirt today. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. All right, you guys, I will see you Thursday Night Live. Peace out. Talk to you later. Bye.